Memorizing vocabulary in French is only hard because your strategy is flawed. Learn how to use repetition to memorize vocabulary. Your brain functions with repetition and patterns. That's how you memorize and ingrain ideas into your subconscious. Repetition is the foundation of everything. Here's how I memorize French vocabulary. Firstly, don't memorize words, memorize phrases. Phrases allow me to use the words in a specific context. It's easier to remember a sentence than one random word. Here's an example. The word gentillesse means kindness. Now you could just remember that word, but what I find is it's better to use it in a phrase. So I could try a phrase like il faut montrer la gentillesse, which means one must show kindness. Using that phrase, I can remember gentillesse means kindness. And that's a good sentence that I could use in my speaking or in my writing. For the oral exam or for the paper one writing exam, il faut montrer la gentillesse. Now I'm using il faut montrer and gentillesse. So with the phrase, I can remember more vocabulary words. Another one is les ordures, which means trash. I can just memorize les ordures as it is, but it's better to memorize it in a sentence. So a sentence like la collection des ordures, which means the collection of trash, will allow me to memorize that vocabulary word. So I'm using phrases to help me memorize vocabulary easier. And then I can use those phrases in my speaking and writing, automatically plugging them into my vocabulary. This is how I get a 7 in IB French. Memorize vocabulary words by putting them in phrases. I'll show you more drills that I use to get a 7 if you DM me French to join my classes. Good luck.